Meridian, Idaho is one of the top cities for families to move to, but today I'm going to give you some of the reasons why you may or may not agree. I'm going to give you an overview of Meridian from my eyes as a local who grew up here in the Meridian area, and I'm going to show you what's new, what's changed, and what's coming so that you and your family are informed on your decision of moving to Idaho. I'm going to go over shopping areas, downtown, parks, all of the things that come and pertain to the city of Meridian. And towards the end, I'm actually going to show you why some families start with Meridian at the top of their list and actually may end up having Meridian go to the bottom of their list. Well, hey, my name is Jonathan. I became a real estate agent to help families with their real estate buying process and anyone that's interested to relocating to the Idaho area. I know that it's a lot and it can be scary sometimes, so my goal is to hold your hand throughout the entire process, give you knowledge from my perspective, like I said earlier, being an Idaho local and native. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at my personal cell number right here, where we can go over any of the questions or any of the things that you have pertaining to the Idaho area. I'm starting off the very cold video here in the village in Meridian. It's a newer shopping district that offers boutique shops, local restaurants, and even big restaurants, big stores as well. And I'm gonna be talking about the Meridian pros and cons as I sneak them in throughout the video. But starting off with the village, Idaho, it's a newer shopping district that's been added to the valley. It's gonna have your stores like H&M, Abercrombie and Fitch, one of my favorite burger spots is down here. It's called Sid's Garage, really good for moms and ladies. Sephora is here, and there's an Ulta kind of down the street. There's the village, which is the main part that has a bunch of walkable shops nearby. And then even surrounding the village, there's also more restaurants. There's the local Boise Co-op just farther down, maybe like less than half a mile. It's very walkable. It sounds a little bit farther, but it's actually not too bad. There's also going to be restaurants like the Yard House, there's a pizzeria, there's a new Italian place that just opened up as well. And so there's gonna be definitely a large variety of restaurants for people to come and eat at. There's other local stores like Carhartt, Columbia, and like I said, a bunch of various boutiques for your family to come and check out as well. I would say personally that I come to the village more often than I do the Boise Mall to do my shopping, but the Boise Mall does still have a lot of traffic. And another cool amenity that the village has is a park that is right next to it called Julius Kleiner Park. It is big, it does get a little busier, but it's one of my personal favorites to come and visit. It's going to have a ton of different sports and things you can do here, like volleyball. I come here a lot to play pickleball. There's gonna be bocce ball walking paths, joggable paths, and there's even a little lake where you can go fishing as well. Personal tip, would recommend that you bring another volleyball net because there's only one beach volleyball net in the whole thing. And if you watch out for the geese poop, because it does happen sometimes, you're gonna have more than enough space and things to do for your family when you come to this park specifically. Now, speaking about home prices for a moment, there's gonna be different parts of Meridian that start out at different prices, but here around the Meridian Village area by Fairview and Eagle Road, you're gonna be expecting to pay $450,000 to $500,000 as your starting price. Depending on how new you want your home to be, there are options that are more expensive than that, but that's kind of your base price starting out. Now, I think one of the biggest things to look out for is the congestion on Eagle Road. There's a lot of traffic in this area just because it's super central and there's a lot of commerce and stores that are located on Eagle Road. This is going to be where one of the 3 In-N-Outs is actually located. And when In-N-Out first started and they built the first In-N-Out in Idaho, it was extremely busy. So all of Eagle Road just kind of had a lot more congestion to it. And if you look to buy a home in this area, I do want to set the expectation that you will be encountering some traffic. I'll be posting a little clip later on today of what the traffic looks like throughout like 5 p.m. around the area. But that's one of the things that I do want to bring up as well. Depending on where you work, it may be better to use the amenities of the village, but not live too close to it if the traffic's going to be a complete deal breaker. And if it is a deal breaker, later in this video, I'm gonna show you another area of Meridian, a section that is not as congested or doesn't have as much traffic. But first, I wanna take you guys to the downtown area of Meridian and show you what that's like. So let's go there now. All right, we made it to downtown Meridian. It got really bright, so I'm gonna use these sunglasses while I'm in the sun. We're gonna talk about downtown Meridian, but first, I do want to mention my favorite stores that are at the Village. There's Chick-fil-A, Barnes & Nobles, there's going to be a new like Raising Cane's just down the street. There's the Boise Co-op, which is my favorite grocery store to go to here in the area. And there's also Buckle, H&M, the Urban Outfitters, and Carhartt. Those are all things that are going to be right there in the Village. Now, okay, downtown Meridian. I'm gonna talk about it just being real, raw, and honest. I get my haircut here. I love the people here. I got my haircut by Fonz. So if you guys are looking for a barber, I would definitely recommend him. But downtown Meridian overall, it's a little bit older. It's been here for a long time and it's a little bit of an older fit. There's gonna be older homes with smaller lots. They're gonna be in the $400,000 range starting off. And they're gonna be a little bit more expensive because of their location, and they do tend to be a little bit older. I think for some families that might draw people away, being that it's a little bit older. I wouldn't say it's sketchy, but I would say that there are areas in the downtown Meridian section that just aren't like my favorite place to walk, I would say. That's definitely how I would phrase it. With the downtown having new small businesses and restaurants starting up, there's a little bit of new construction that's happening as well. I think right there you guys can see there's like a parking garage that's being built, like a commercial building that's being built up there. So that's kind of what you can be expecting when you come and visit. There's a lot of markets, and all throughout these streets there's actually an Oktoberfest that just happened this last month. So they do host events and little markets here, and I love those things. I definitely love like the Saturday markets. But Meridian downtown specifically is going to be similar to the Village. It's going to be a spot where you can come down, whether it's a date night, or I would definitely say it's more for like older people, older couples that are adults, not for just young families. They do dress up the downtown Meridian area during Christmas with a big Christmas tree and lights all around. They have these little parades and festivals sometimes that come and march around. Now you're not gonna find a lot of corporate commerce here. Here now we're on Idaho Avenue, and you're gonna find small business owners, you're gonna find people that have, local businesses that can help you on a personal level. Personally, guys, for myself, I'm not really into the bar scene, but there are 2 bars here that are fairly active, and they're going to be what kind of competes with the bars in Boise. So if you're looking for a nightlife, the downtown Meridian does have a little bit of it. I wouldn't say it's super, super massive. 127 Saloon is a place where people come and they do swing dancing, so it can definitely be a fun time. The overall redevelopment that's happening in the downtown Meridian from the older structures, they're kind of getting somewhat of a facelift, I would say. But overall, this is the biggest pro that I would say for Meridian, is that it's a generally very safe city. I think out of all of the different sections of Meridian, downtown would be the more, I don't want to say something bad. It's not bad, it's just that it's not, out of all of the sections, if I had to rate them, downtown Meridian would be, I guess, the least safest. But there's going to be cute little restaurants down over here. There's a car right there, sorry guys. 830 Commons is over there, and there's another Mexican restaurant that I love to come and visit with my family whenever we're out for lunch. But it's a suburb of Boise that I would definitely recommend for young families. Maybe not just the downtown, but Meridian in general. So if you guys do have any questions, like I said, please feel free to reach out to me at my personal number. In terms of traffic, I think Meridian is right smack dab in the middle of the Treasure Valley. And for those who don't know, Boise and the Treasure Valley is all the way from the east capital of Boise to the Caldwell-Middleton Canyon County part of Boise. So then just talking about the Meridian area, I think a lot of families get frustrated when they encounter traffic that they didn't know or wasn't explained to them. So I want to just let you guys know that there is not, an absurd amount of traffic, but there is more traffic, especially in the central part of Meridian, than there is in the other ones. But in the next portion, we're gonna talk about North Meridian, and we're gonna visit you guys over there. I'll bring you guys with me. And it has one of the Costco's, so it's very exciting for me. I love Costco. So we're gonna meet you guys there. I also pulled over just real quick to show you guys the city hall. I feel like I look way less cool with my glasses. So here's the city hall right here, and all throughout this street is where they'll host a Saturday market as well. I think they postponed it for the colder months. When it gets warmer around spring, a bunch of local boutique stands come up, and so it's a great time for you and your family. From here to the village, it's only about 10 minutes. And then from here to the local Costco in the North Meridian area, it's about 13. So keep that in mind. All right, I'll see you guys there. All right, family, bear with me. There are gonna be cars driving by, but we made it to Costco. For some, this is a mini version of an adult Disneyland, but this is one of the 4 Costco's that are gonna be built. There's gonna be one in Meridian. There is the North Meridian area. There's one in Boise. There is another one in Nampa, and there's actually another one being built in the South Meridian, North Kuna area as well. And so this one's huge. This is a great place to get everything in bulk, and it's an amenity that a lot of people now have being in the North Meridian. This is a newer Costco, and off the bat, there's a Dutch Bros, a Key Bank, Mattress Firm, a Slim Chickens, Cafe Rio. There's just a bunch of other different little restaurants here in the area when a Costco is built. So all of the surrounding houses now have access to these businesses, and allows just for, I don't know, just people I think love being next to a Costco because it brings a lot of amenities closer to their home. Now for this Costco right here, this one's located off of Chinden Road. It's a major road, or I would consider it even a highway, that allows you to get all the way from Boise to other cities like Eagle, Idaho, Meridian, even all the way out to Canyon County, Caldwell as well. And so it's a big road. It'll only get trafficked up around the 5 p.m. mark, but definitely a really vital road for where you're going to, especially in the North Meridian. And then talking about home prices, when you're looking at starter home prices, you're gonna be around the $430 to $450 range for your starter homes. And there's a lot of 2 stories here in the North Meridian, and what I've seen, I think there's a lot of luxury at the top of it as well. But there's a really cool Hubble home community called Prescott Ridge. Definitely love that one as well. It's offering some really, really well-planned new construction homes. But overall, there is new construction, and I think North Meridian was built keeping younger families in mind. Great communities, really nice schools as well. Rocky Mountain School is up here, so great schools. And I think they can be, North Meridian neighborhoods, a little bit more expensive than the other central parts. So if you are a first-time home buyer, maybe not the first place to look, but definitely a great opportunity for families looking for great amenities on the northern part of the Meridian side. So traffic would be somewhat of a concern as well, just because it is Meridian. Like I said earlier in the video, there is a lot of traffic with the construction on the roads in the commercial zones of development that's happening. So some of the major roads like Chinden will be a little bit busier, and the convenience comes with higher activity, more cars, more development. And so families who prefer a very quiet, maybe rural, secluded area might find it a little bit easier to find something peaceful farther out. So definitely want to share that with you guys. But now I want to show you guys my top pick of Meridian in terms of sections, and I'm going to break it down for you guys. It's going to be in the Southern Meridian part, so I'm going to take you guys there next. Okay, and now we are in one of my literal favorite parks. It is Discovery Park here in Meridian. I don't think the camera does a really good job of showing you guys where we are, but I'm gonna post some drone footage as I'm talking to show you guys some of the Discovery Park area. It's absolutely massive, but before we dive into what Discovery Park has and what it includes, I wanted to talk real quick about the North Meridian, kind of finishing up and recapping on that. If you're a family that is thinking about Meridian, the reason I think you would want to go to North Meridian is for some of the established neighborhoods that are there, that have the mature trees, that have the amenities, that live really nearby to the North Meridian area. If you want to be closer to Eagle and to Star, North Meridian by far is going to be the best option for that, without being in those cities. If you are a family that would want to move to Idaho, but you are not too sure, the reason I don't think North Meridian would be for you would be for the reasons of it feeling less rural. It's definitely built out a lot more now. And so if you're looking for something more rural, that won't be for you. So those are some of the reasons I wanted to touch on real quick for the Meridian overview, specifically for North Meridian. Now, when talking about Discovery Park in the south side of Meridian, oh gosh, it's so beautiful. I grew up here, so I'm very biased to the South Meridian area. This park specifically, so that's why I'm a little biased. I do like South Meridian, I live here, so I do love it. However, this Discovery Park area, it has 64 acres of land. It's going to, I'm gonna list off a couple of things. It has a large playground, it has sand, it's got water play, a toddler zone, climbing wall, it's got zip lines, it's got roller slides. It also has sport areas like pickleball courts, tennis courts that are also dual striped for pickleball. It's got bocce ball courts. It's got a 40-yard dash challenge area. And it also has a sand volleyball court. And it's just, there's so many things that I can list off with this home. If you look off into the distance a little bit to the southern part of the park itself, it actually has, it actually has a skateboard park. So it has a bunch of areas for you to do that. There's little picnic shelters, kind of like this one. The bathrooms are over here behind me. So it's well established. And oh, one of my awesome, really favorite parts. I want to make sure I'm pointing to the right ones. Right about over there, you're going to see the dog park for the Meridian Discovery Park over here as well. I think there's also baseball. Oh my gosh, there's just an endless amount of things that are here in the Discovery Park. And I feel like I get all giddy about it because I just love coming here specifically to also play pickleball. I've really been trying to get into it, so it's been one of my favorite hobbies as of late. Surrounding the entire park itself is the development by Brighton Homes, and you're going to see just big heavy hitter luxury builders like Alturas Homes, James Clyde, and Brighton themselves. They're all going to be a part of the development here in the Pinnacle, which is what you would call this area. Across the street, there's another builder called Lavender Heights. And over there, you're going to see other builders like Riverwood, Eaglewood Homes, Berkeley Homes, and there's a couple other ones as well. What I personally love about the South Meridian area is that there's newer neighborhoods. They're master plan subdivisions with amenities geared towards families. So there's trails, there's playgrounds, there's pools, and all of it still relatively stays close to shopping, dining, entertainment, and you're still able to avoid the density of the northern or central parts of Meridian where you're getting caught in traffic. Now, if you're heading out to the north part of Idaho, whether that's Eagle or Boise in the morning, you will encounter some traffic, but other than that, you're able to avoid it for the most part. And so because it's continuing to grow as well, I do believe there's a lot of potential for appreciation in finding good value here, especially compared to the older, more built out neighborhoods. There's some really, really nice houses out here, over here for young families, especially just in the Brighton communities, in my opinion. And so I would definitely look for those, or really heavily consider South Meridian or even Kuna. I know this is a Meridian overview, but over here in the South Meridian area, it starts to kind of bleed into Kuna as well. So you're gonna naturally kind of look in that area already. But this is where the Costco is going to be, about 5 minutes from this location as well. So the South Meridian area is just going to be getting buffed out here soon in the next couple of months and years as it continues to grow. I think unfortunately some of the cons that are going to be attributing to the South Meridian area are going to be the road work. I think I've touched on that a lot, but it's just kind of what's going on in the Idaho area, specifically Meridian. There's just a lot of traffic. There's a lot of, I meant like specifically to the construction that's happening, that's what's dealing with a lot of the traffic, is just the construction. Unfinished lots and construction noises. If you're still in a development that's having a lot of new homes like Lavender Heights, they're having a lot of new construction still over there. So you're gonna be hearing those type of things. There's not gonna be like, you know, all these little trees right here. They're relatively very small compared to the mature trees you'll find in like the central and northern part of Meridian. So you're gonna have less maturing, you know, nature and retail, nearby retail. There's some happening in the Little Pinnacle development over here, but there's going to be a little bit of a lack in terms of the commercial start. It's still happening, it's still needing to be built. So if you're not looking for a place that's still in development, I would then have to reconsider South Meridian for you. But if you're okay dealing with some of those things, then it would definitely be a really good fit for you. If you're looking for more rural land and you don't like that, South Meridian might not have that for you, then I would definitely push you out to consider looking to Middleton or Caldwell, possibly Star as well, for other locations for you and your family to come and check out. But other than that, if you're looking to be down here, there's only, from the North Meridian Costco, it's about 20 to 30 minutes from here. So it's gonna be really nice that they're building one out here, but it is a little bit farther to head out to the North Meridian one. And so if you wanna look up what the traffic looks like in Meridian, here is a screenshot to what Meridian looks like around, I think this is 5 or 6 p.m. by the time I'm taking a screenshot of it. And so you can look up on the Apple Map feature and you look up the traffic layer on Apple Maps and you look up wherever you wanna go. It's gonna show you a bunch of these yellow and red lines. So you can really tell, not just even taking my word for it, but you can check whenever you would like. Just match up the time of rush hour traffic, which can be even from 4 to 5:30 p.m. here in Idaho. And you can see for yourself what is busy. And you'll see that Eagle Road is a busy one. Meridian Road can be a busier one as well. So that's what I wanna show you. In terms of entertainment, I love South Meridian for this because there's going to be the water park and Wahoo's. That's going to be kind of like a Dave & Buster's, but a local version here in the Idaho area. And you're also going to have Topgolf very nearby, the only Topgolf in Idaho. So you're able to use these amenities as well as being apart from the less dense area of the Meridian section. So that's, I think, a big just lump of information and overview of South Meridian. And if you're a family that's young and a lot of people are coming from Micron, if you're a Micron family, it's fairly easy to get over to there from the South Meridian area. I have a lot of people that are interested in the South Meridian area because of that specifically. And so now I want to kind of shift the conversation to showing you guys what's new, what's coming to the Meridian area. And I'm going to start that off by taking you guys now to Shields, which is the first development of Shields in Idaho. It's massive. It's like a mall in one building. So let's drive over there and I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like as well. All right, family, here we are at the first Shields here in Idaho. This is in the Treasure Valley area. This was built like not too long, I believe like a year ago. And it's like a mini mall. I don't know, this is the first time I've ever like been in one or experienced one. So it's like a mini mall all inside of one giant building. It's got a ton of clothing options, equipment for every sport you can think of, from guns to my favorite pickleball, soccer. It's got like Legos, candy. I mean, it's a really like one, all in all, like one shop. And it's got like camping gear, a lot of clothing, yeah, just a bunch of stuff. And there's like even a Ferris wheel in there. So I would definitely check that out if you're a family coming to visit Idaho. It's a must visit. But not only that, but there's also an incredible amount of construction that's happening on this entire block, this section, all the way from I-84, which is like the neighboring part of Shields, to 10 Mile, the massive road that is going to be having a ton of new business and development inside of it. The reason I bring this up is because this is going to be a major section in Meridian that's going to be continued to be built out. So if you're living on the 10 Mile road, I would definitely actually advise, if you're looking at this area, to just pick wisely, because there's going to be a lot more people that come and are driving on this road because of what's to come. So Shields is a development that just happened. All of this empty land, I'm going to do my best to try to show you, there's empty land all throughout here, and there's development literally happening just down the road over here as well, with just building up new commercial building. So there's a lot of good stuff that comes with that. There's a Chick-fil-A, Costa Vida, Zupas, gas station, and there's some other local joints that are nearby. There's also some just commercial. Oh, Brighton, the developer I was talking about earlier, their building is like over there. There's apartments across the street as well. So there's a lot of growth that is coming. But with that, in the South Meridian area, there's the Costco that was being built that I was telling you guys about. So don't forget that as well. It's gonna change the game when it comes down to shopping for groceries, and the new construction is pretty heavy over here. So there's gonna be opportunities to build in the South Meridian specifically. This is kind of hard to say. I would say it's like South Meridian-ish, but it is above I-84, the freeway. There's going to be a Buc-ee's that's being built in Meridian. That's going to be off of Meridian and the interchange of I-84. It's going to be right in this kind of pocket right there. That's going to be huge. I've actually never been to a Buc-ee's, but I've heard it's like the thing. It's like a massive gas station that has it's a massive store attached to the gas station as well. So it's more of like a rumor as of now that I wanted to bring up to you guys that might be built. But a huge thing that's across from Shields over there by the 10-mile road is going to be something called the District. Now the District is going to be something similar to the Village that has a ton of stores and restaurants. It's going to be bigger than the Village. It's going to be around 200 acres of development, which is going to be the combination of retail, entertainment, offices, residential, and some light industrial things there at the 10 mile. So it's something that's going to be coming up, and I think it's a massive addition to what Idaho and specifically Meridian has to offer, but it's something that's coming. And I do want to just mention that if you're looking to move over here to Idaho, if you're looking to move on the 10 mile, like I said, it's going to be a lot busier, and it may not be what you want for a young family. I think a lot of single people that come would definitely not mind that at all, but it's something to keep in mind. Another thing that's going to be rumored to come into the District area as well is a Lifetime Fitness. It's going to be a massive gym. There's some throughout the US, and there's one already built in Eagle, Idaho, and they're in their first couple of phases, I believe. But it's going to have pickleball courts. Man, I feel like I've been talking about pickleball a lot with you guys. It's going to have a spa, cafe, outdoor pools, a yoga and fitness studio. So those are some of the amazing things that are being added on to the Meridian area, but will have the drawbacks of traffic as well. So I want to make sure that you guys know those things. Look at this awesome little shield sign. So yeah, that's kind of the new additions that are coming to Meridian, as well as just there's a ton of new construction, specifically in the South Meridian area. It's going to be great for new families looking for opportunities in new construction. So here is where we're going to break down the overall Meridian opportunities. I think for young families, it's very sought after, and it usually starts off at the top of their list because of the family-friendly reputation, the modern suburban lifestyle, the location and access to restaurants and shopping, and the quality of life. But there's some other things like the cost that kind of come into and play a really big part of why families may remove Meridian off of their list. But starting off with some of the pros, the neighborhoods are really safe. The schools are great. There's West Ada School District. That's where I personally went. So if you guys think I turned out okay, then that might be a pro for that. But there are great schools. There's going to be a ton of parks like Settlers Park, Discovery Park, as we went over, and Julius Kleiner Memorial Park. There's going to be a bunch of family events that are hosted around here, and there's youth sports that just help raising kids, just make it feel for young families. The lifestyle here is going to be with the new construction. There's going to be wide streets, good community planning, master planned neighborhoods with walking paths and playgrounds, and with all of the new retail that's coming up like Shields, 10 Mile, the District. Those things are all going to be very accessible, especially here in the area. The location of Meridian is very central, and a lot of families love that. Being close to I-84 is huge when you're getting to and from work. If you work in other areas, that's the only freeway that we have is I-84, and it does get congested at times. So I would definitely make sure, I'm in this car's way, I gotta get out of here. It is something to keep in mind. If you're looking to be next to lakes and trails, those are all gonna be around 30 minutes of the outdoor recreation of Meridian. Depending on obviously where you go, there's other places where you can go and they're a lot farther. The quality of life is very nice in my opinion because of the growing, it's clean, and there's low crime in Meridian. So I find that a lot of families that move out of state find it very peaceful compared to the big cities that they're used to. But unfortunately, here are some of the cons. There is a cost creep coming up with Meridian being really affordable once, and now being a little bit less affordable as well. Now with property taxes and HOA fees, it can be a little surprising to families when they're budgeting tightly. So I would just make sure that you guys keep in mind of those things. And the population is booming, especially here in Meridian. A lot of families are moving here because it remains a lot of top picks for some. So you come here and you think it's gonna be a lot less trafficked, but there is a lot of, more cars, just a little bit busier with restaurants and all those things. So there are growth pains, I guess you could say, with the population being over 130,000 and climbing. The congested areas that I would watch out for are going to be Eagle Road, 10 Mile Road, which we are near, and Meridian Road that do get a little bit worse as we get more people coming in, and the infrastructure can lag behind the development because the roads were never really built to have so many people. Some of the homes in Meridian can feel a little cookie cutter. And so when you're working with me, we'll try to work around that. But there are some homes that people do love, and really great builders like Hayden Homes that don't make homes feel super cookie cutter. So I would definitely recommend those as well. But it does feel like a small town here in Meridian. I feel like you run into people that you know, and people treat you really great. They smile and they want to help you, and they're genuine. So those are definitely things that Meridian has going up for itself. Other developments like Star or Cuna may be of your interest if you don't want a developing city like Meridian. It may be a little quieter, it might be a little bit less traffic, a little bit more land, but my goal is to inform you guys and to help you determine what's right for you and your family, or if you're a single person moving over here. For me, Meridian is right for me, but my question is Meridian right for you? So you can give me a call here at this number and we can go over what that looks like, an in-depth call of just my perspective, what I see, and how I can help you and your family move here if that's your goal. But I didn't go over all of the cost, including what it looks like to have insurance, your bills, month to month. So if you're looking for a video that has all of that, I actually made a cost of living video right here going over the major costs that compares to the surrounding states. So go over here where I break down the cost of living in Idaho down. I'll see you guys in the next video.